Hi Vanessa, you look so fresh even after so many activities for today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Yes.
having me. Nice to see you all.
Alright, so just a quick background. Vanessa hails from Calinog, Iloilo. She earned her master's degree in professional studies, public relations at the City University of New York in USA. She took her undergraduate course in BS Finance and Accountancy at Central Philippine University. She finished her high school at Hua Song College of Iloilo. She speaks English, Chinese, and Ilonggo. She was crowned Miss Iloilo Dinagyang 2016 by the Iloilo Dinagyang Foundation Incorporated. Vanessa is 25 years old and stands 5'9". Van, as many of her friends call her, was born with Filipino, Hawaiian, Portuguese, Chinese heritage. A trained Polynesian instructor, she is a young woman full of energy. Vanessa believes in culture-based women empowerment, which forms the core of her advocacy. So let the entire province of Iloilo, through each Ilonggo, support Vanessa in her journey at Miss Universe Philippines 2022. So we'll get to know Vanessa more later in our press conference. But in the meantime, behind the success of a delegate to a pageant is of course its glam squad. We would like to welcome Mr. PJ Arañador, MUPH 2022 Iloilo Province Accredited Partner, to introduce his team as well as welcome us to this event. Sir PJ?
Madamong na salamat mga kayong hapon. Salamat. We welcome you to this event. It is said that there are three big events that Filipinos love: basketball, boxing, and pageant. Every town has a queen, from the youngest even to the most senior. In Latin America, they also have the big three Bs. Pardon me for saying this, but it's a big hair, big boobs, and big butt. So, but we can add another B in the Philippines because our women are known for brilliant minds, and Vanessa has that. This is the third year of Miss Universe Philippines competition with the MUPH organization, and today we are greatly honored with another lovely lady to represent us in Vanessa. First, we have Kim Rizaldo of Sara, an international flight attendant and tourism graduate and taking up her master's in business at Ateneo University. Then, last year, we had Nika Villanueva of Haro, who's another flight attendant, who is now studying in Sydney, Australia, taking up her global master's degree in media communications and creative industries. Vanessa is as well schooled with her master's degree in professional studies and public relations at the City University of New York in USA. Therefore, Vanessa is really well spoken. Miss Universe is a job application to fulfill. The reason it is tough to look for women who are qualified in their credentials, apart from their beauty, to be Miss Universe. Although there is no formula, it demands the toughest preparations. Miss Universe is the Olympics of pageants. Much like Olympics, it needs a team of experienced trainers, coaches. With Vanessa, we have a glam squad of mentors, designers, stylists, artists, seamstresses, weavers, photographers, and the entire gamut of professionals in the creative economies. Most of them have been displaced for the last 2 years during the pandemic. This also includes aces and queens as well. Let me introduce our team to you. We may call them in front for a photo. We're live on Facebook, and we're recording this for YouTube, for the world, for us to share to the world. Mr. Totong Gilangarin, kasi man-mani siya ni Vanessa from Calino, who will design the national costume. So, which is a secret, top secret. And then, this is Totong, you know him very well, Mr. John G. Candelario. He will create the evening gowns. And certainly, they're not going to sleep, both of them. Regina Sarabia Espinosa, who will create our maid for the universe. She will be. Vanessa was a brand ambassador of Sarabia Jewelry way back when she was Miss Dinaga. Mr. Dennis Malyada, who is in Saudi, right, in Middle East, who is our branding and finishing trainer. Mr. Jemal Garcia, who is now in Manila, taking his visa for the US, who is our tourism video and softmed content creator. Our secretariat, Genevieve, you're here, Naris and Bak Montalban. And our battery of junior designers, makeup artists, photographers, many are here today. And all of whom work as volunteers and gratis for the love of Iloilo. I'm Benji. Where is Benji, our makeup artist? Join us. Benji, please join us for so maybe while we're here, we can have a little picture with them. So yeah, maybe Vanessa, you can be in the middle. Alright, sir, I'll join. Oh, there is a front? There is a front. Come here, come here. Ayan, ayan. You can go there. Alright. Bakit ako ng face mask? Oh. Magwa ka ito nga kuha ng beauty.
Thank you.
Okay, salamat. Alright. As a creative director and accredited partner for Iloilo, many would ask me how I handle these logistics in the competition. Modesty aside, I guess I'm good in delegation and things get done in collaboration, for which I really thank the team. Maraming salamat. For the next weeks of previous weeks, I'm missing our sleep while assisting Vanessa. In the beginning, I had accredited partnership for Antique, Aklan, Guimaras, Iloilo Province, and Iloilo City, for which I only keep Guimaras at the moment and giving away Iloilo City and holding into Iloilo Province today. In UPH, allows 2 candidates for highly organized cities alongside its province. When Vanessa approached me to be a delegate, I did not have a second thought. She's beautiful, elegant, eloquent, charming, and organized. Nat Lim said that she is well-traveled, and it counts, and I agree with Nat Lim. She too was a former Miss Iloilo Dinagyang, and immediately it connects. The reason I'm grateful that IDFI is supporting her participation at Miss Universe, and Marisa and John Michael now are here to support the presence. With Vanessa, we are confident she will get the crown. Hindi mapapirdi. No? Ang ato nga muna, magulang gil. So to say, yesterday, I posted in my wall, which Totong said is a line upon Miss Universe. It reads, each moment of our life is a picture we never seen before, and which we will never see again. May we begin this day with a smile, calmness of mind, coolness of emotion, and heart filled with gratitude, sharing the beauty of the world by sharing the beauty of our heart. From the heart of the Philippines, Iloilo province, we launched Vanessa's MEPH journey with immensely strong pulse rate, yet with grace under pressure, while her competitors will get a heart attack. Laban, Vanessa, madamong inyong salamat.
Thank you very much, Sir PJ. Vanessa, you are very blessed and lucky to have such amazing, talented, and creative Ilonggos behind you. So we are excited, really, of your journey to the Miss Universe Philippines stage. And to add to that, we have another supportive man behind you in your journey. Unfortunately, he's not here this afternoon because he has previous engagements, but he left you a video to express his support. We have the father of Iloilo Province, Governor Arthur Defensor Jr.
Vanessa Caro, for representing the province to the city of Iloilo in the Miss Universe Philippines 2022 beauty pageant. You, our fellow Ilonggos, are very proud of you, and we fully support you in your quest to win the much coveted Miss Universe Philippines crown. Good luck to you and your team.
Thank you very much, Governor Defensor Jr. And we also have, of course, from your hometown, Calinog, Iloilo, we have Mayor Francisco Calvo, and he will be represented by Miss Rachel Manero, Municipal Administrator of the Municipality of Calinog. Ma'am, can we hear your words for our representative?
Good afternoon, everyone. In behalf of our Municipal Mayor, Mayor Francisco Calvo, we would like to say congratulations, Vanessa, and good luck for this journey. We would like to assure you that the municipality will be supporting you. Tito Totong is, of course, from Calinog, and it would be easier for him to coordinate with us as to things probably that you would be needing from us. So congratulations, and once again, good luck.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And we now proceed to the most exciting part for this afternoon's event, of course, our press conference. So before that, we'd just like to acknowledge our friends from the media who are here with us this afternoon. We have from Agima TV, we have Agimatron, BPPA Radio Pilipinas Iloilo, we have Bing Pabiona and Elena Pabiona, Iloilo Metropolitan News, Ian Paul Cordero, Bombo Radio Iloilo, Lynn Bade, Blogger, Stories and Studios, Mikey Antoinette Canaman. We have Head of the Information Office Affairs, Province of Iloilo, Nerio Lujan. Iloilo News Online, Rene Millanares. And Manila Bulletin, we have Ms. Tara Yap. Our friends who are photographers and videographers, we have Arturo Guarnes, Algie Panagiton, Edward Maliada, Eldred Soyesta, and RJ Suarez. Of course, our special guests, again, from Washong, Iloilo, the President of Washong College, Iloilo, we have Sir Ayan Pama. Sir, again, good afternoon. Academic Director of Washong, Jose Barcelona. We have from the Iloilo Dinagyang Foundation, we have Board Member Marisa Segovia, Board Member John Michael Nam, and Secretariat Joe Villion and Hermie Ore. And of course, we also have Joseph Bernard Marzan, Senior Reporter of the Daily Guardian, Rachel Manero from Calinog, Manny Alcalde, News Express, Christine Lunasco, Barkadahan sa Iloilo, and Benedict Rodriguez Jr., Iloilo News Online, Christy Zea Villanueva, Thay Marie Azuelo from Quezon City, Iloilo, and Kalel Tanalgo from Stories and Studios. So, who would like to go first? I think we'll have the microphone. We have a microphone there available. So if you have your questions for our very own Miss Vanessa Caro, please feel free to ask her so we could get to know her better. So who will go first to ask the question? Maybe they are too stunned to ask a question from you. Okay, sir, please.
Hi, good afternoon. Joseph Marzan from Daily Guardian. Just wanted to ask, with your previous experiences and also, of course, your achievements in education, how do you think these will shape you for your preparation for the Miss Universe Philippines pageant?
Well, all of the experiences, and good afternoon, thank you very much for that. All of the experiences that I've experienced in the past have been life-changing because since I won Miss Iloilo 2016, to be quite frank with you, I was very surprised myself. I gave my best performance, and I think that translated through the results. In terms of my life experiences and my education, I worked full-time in New York City while attaining my master's degree, and that alone was a lot of pressure on its own. And then after I completed that, I pursued a marathon. So with the marathon, you gain mental toughness and perseverance, and you have to treat it like you're in a race, but through life at the same time because you need to pace yourself. And I think that with this pageant as well, you can't always, give 150% all the time, and while we always want to do that, it's so important to make sure that we're staying true to ourselves, ensuring that we're staying mentally healthy, physically healthy, and giving it our all when the time comes for it to matter most.
I have another question. I know that your black squad is here, and I know that one of the key successes to succeeding in the pageant is that you don't disclose your preparations. But what can you tell us about how you're preparing for the pageant?
Like I mentioned, it's a lot of mental activity to maintain. But the number one thing that I'm doing is by praying, staying grounded, keeping myself mentally stable, because at the end of the day, when I go on stage for the final performance, it's just me, myself, and I. And while I'm very grateful for my entire team for supporting me from the early days, almost 6 years ago, I still need to maintain my sanity. So just keep praying and grounded as well.
So last question on my end. From a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you to succeed in this pageant?
I would say I'm an 8 as of right now, only because 9 and 10, 2 points are left out because number 1, I haven't gotten into the top 30 yet, and number 2, I think I'd be a 10 when the final night comes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. I feel like we are in the pageant already. Wow, I was blown away.
Thank you, dear.
Next, please, from our friends from the media, would like to ask Vanessa his or her question.
Di ko mapaguya.
Yes, this is our time to,
This is our time to bond with one another. And while we're waiting for the next person, I just want to say thank you so much to every single person that is here that took the time to interact with us, and to Ma'am Madeline for hosting us. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. And thank you so much to PG for everything. Every single person in this room has played a pivotal role in my life, and because of their support, I think it's evident that we have all come here to a wonderful place. And just earlier today, we were at the provincial capital, and I was looking across the balcony, and I saw the whole city and the province from afar. And it was so endearing to know that we've made it this far. And it's been 6 years since we won the Miss Iloilo Young Crown. And the fact that all of you are still here with me today really shows that loyalty and kindness really persevere. So thank you.
Great. Next, please. Sir.
I'm Manny Alcalde from East Express.
Good afternoon.
Probably my question is how will you manage success in this pageant? Will definitely be a coordination with you and of course your team, makeup artists, everything who prepares for the pageant. My question is, are you a person who really handles all everything, what will happen or what's next, what will be done, the schedule, or is it the team? We will rely on the team, on the preparation. So I'm asking this because definitely if you have the confidence and you have that control, and it could be vice versa, the team, your staff, you yourself, if you discuss what will happen next or your preparation, then definitely you'll be strong. You'll be a strong candidate for the pageant.
So I'm very grateful to my team for being very hands-on with me, and of course to Aces and Queens who has been managing and helping me back in Manila. Our training is very intense there, and I give them a lot of kudos for keeping us organized as candidates of MBPH. In terms of success and being organized, I like to be organized on my own and maintain my mental strength. Sometimes, hindi ko PJ, I'm too organized, nagalalawan ako sa iya. Pero I think it's a good thing because when I was working abroad, I had to manage my own time, I had to manage my work responsibilities, and I eventually lived on my own in my own apartment. So as a working woman, it's so integral for us to make sure that we sustain ourselves. So success, hopefully, I believe that comes later if we have the wonderful opportunity of winning the crown. But success to me is waking up every day in the morning and loving what you do. And right now, as Miss Iloilo Province, I would say that I'm very successful because I love what I do right now. So the responsibility is great. Thank you.
Can you share any advocacy you're practicing, or you're when you're young or something before in the past, which definitely is a plus for the pageant?
The majority of my advocacies have been around providing and donating my funds from my Polynesian dance instructing to charities and organizations that are less fortunate. But today I am focused on women empowerment, and this stems from the tribe of Panay Bukidnon in Kalino. And I had the wonderful opportunity of working with them just last month. I had to research and not only understand their way of life, but their struggles as well. And this also translates to the women of Iloilo. We held a focus group for mental health, and I had the chance to speak with young girls aged 12 up until 22, so young adults actually, and they discussed their struggles that they face on a daily basis. And as an empowered woman, we're not just supposed to stick to one advocacy. It should be about caring about everything that affects us as women and everything that we can affect. So we shouldn't be focused on just one, but be well-rounded citizens that care about the entire projection and sustainability that we can contribute to the province. So I hope that translates throughout the next projects that you see me uploading on my social media. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And you're on to our next question, please. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I love your blazer. Thank you.
There's a big question. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. All right. So I'm Zaya, and I'm from Bilibili News Online. And my question is, what would be your role during this pandemic as one of the candidates of Miss Universe Philippines, and one of the official candidates of Miss Universe Philippines? And how do you think it can help the society, especially the Ilonggo people, or the Ilonggos?
Well, right now, and this directly co-aligns with Miss Universe Philippines and their mission to uplift the textile industry, especially within our designers and everyone involved in the creative industry, such as PJ has mentioned earlier. But my role in the pandemic is really not only to be a beacon of hope, but an example for all of the women that feel like their dreams have been canceled or on hold and paused. And now that we've transitioned back to level 1, people are starting to rise again, and that has been evident in all of the designers and the work. And just the other day I was speaking to one of the makeup artists that I was working with, and they said that they're getting back to work, and it's so fulfilling to know about that. So during the pandemic, when everything closed worldwide, I not only focused on my technical skills, but I also reached out to different organizations of women that were struggling on their own and donated to those charities and causes. So not just to be a beacon of hope, but to be an active change, and I think that's most important right now.
Okay. All right. And then last question that I have. So, well, of course, with all of those beautiful ladies, who's going to compete with you?
Yes, they're all so beautiful, right?
Yes, definitely. So what do you think is your edge? Well, I know that this is kind of a basic question, but yeah, let us know that, what's your edge that you're going to win and represent the country for Miss Universe?
Well, I do think that everyone is unique in their own right. I'm not entirely sure if I have an edge amongst them because I know that they have their own assets that I haven't even discovered on my own yet because I haven't met them all. So hopefully I get to meet them when they announce the top 30 if I'm included. But I think that my edge is just being myself, my authenticity and my fear, not having a fear of living my purpose, following my dreams, and using my talents to be able to impact people, connect with people, and uplift God's purpose for me.
Alright, well thank you so much. You have our support, all of us along.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Christine Asphalt from Arkansas.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you had mentioned about women empowerment. So have you done any activities or you are still planning any activities of the women's spirit, especially in women or ladies in Kalina?
Yes, so like I mentioned before, I worked with the Panay Bukidnon, which is a tribe in Kalinog, and they're up in the mountains. A lot of them rely on their livelihood for sewing their textiles and their designs. And I've actually had the chance to bring some home so that we could translate it throughout the Miss Universe Philippines journey. So working with them has been very integral. Another thing was I also worked with More Power Iloilo just 2 weeks ago, and where we worked with the different women that were a part of their mass communication services and the customer service care. And I spoke with them and learned their different ways on how they provide, utility services here in Iloilo, and that was very uplifting. Another thing that we also focused on was the mental health for our students, right? And by learning about them, and some of them actually also came from Hwa Chong College of Iloilo, which was very nice. Learning about their struggles in life, not from school, but just being young teenagers themselves. I've been able to dissect and understand their problems, what they struggle with. And the number one reason that they are afraid of achieving things in life is because they are afraid of what other people would think of them. So I reassured them, we had one-on-one talks, and they all left our office crying. And at the end of the day, it was very fulfilling because I was able to touch them and they also touched me in some special way.
So do you have any plans to extend it all throughout Panay, or are you going to continue it?
Oh yes, the work is not done yet.
So it's a long plan.
It's a long time, yes. And we hope to highlight every sector as well, not just mental health or the environment, or Panay Bukidnon. We plan to extend through that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question, please. From our friends from the media. You still have more questions for Vanessa?
Everyone is so quiet.
No! Alright, we have here one.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Lindsay from Baborajo, Iloilo.
Hello.
Miss Vanessa, what made you decide to join the Miss Universe Philippines?
First of all, huge fan. My dad used to listen to Baborajo when he was still alive, so thank you for asking me that question. I decided to join Miss Universe Philippines first and foremost because it was one of my father's dying wishes. I have never dreamed, or it was never in my vision to join pageants before Miss Dinagyang. And the moment I started joining pageants, because I've seen how it has evolved over time, I've been able to leverage the platform to touch more lives. And that's really what I'm passionate about, which is my charity work and the organizations that I work with since a very long time, as I've been working with the Rotary Club since I was very young. In terms of Miss Universe Philippines, I've seen the dedication that they have to young women and women all over the world. I've had the wonderful chance to meet some of the consultants, and I can say that their purpose in touching lives and inspiring women to be the best that they can be is the main reason that I decided to join. And I've struggled because, as someone who represents Iloilo province, you have to be prepared and you have to be someone that is ready to represent all of the Ilonggos, not just myself as a person, because I'm not in this alone. So when I took that leap of faith with the trust of Tito PJ, it felt very comfortable, and of course the rest of my team, because I knew that they had my back. So I really hope that resonates with everyone when if we get to the top 30.
Okay. And last, Ms. Vanessa, this month we celebrate the women. What is your message to all the women who are struggling and also striving today?
Hopefully you see my message, my upcoming message from Miss Universe Philippines. And maybe I'm not supposed to say something, but we do have a video coming out soon. But my message to women that are struggling is to just continue to move forward one step at a time. It may not seem easy right now, but it's going to get better as time perseveres. And I hope that each and every one of you remember that I myself have gone through the lowest of lows, and I'm here today, and that's a testament to our hard work and what we can achieve as women. Thank you.
Thank you. One more item. Next, please. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Ms. Vanessa. Good afternoon. So I have a question. You're bringing a team of Ilonggo designers and makeup artists in the national and maybe international stage. What side of the Ilonggos and Iloilo province will you be highlighting in your representation?
This is a lovely question because while I am bringing my team with me and with the help of Aces and Queens, there's one thing that has stood out to me from the very beginning of time, and I hope also translates to my characteristics as a person, and that is the silent strength of the Ilonggos. We Ilonggos, we try our best to uplift our province and do everything that we can, whether that's in business, design, fashion, or communications, education. But then one thing that sets us apart is that we move in silence and we let the results speak for themselves. And I hope that every person that witnesses my journey here at Miss Universe Philippines can see that that is being translated towards and that we're working towards providing a wonderful performance for them. And with the help of God's grace, I hope that our silent strength is highlighted.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next question, please.
I also do want to touch back on your question earlier. This pin that I have here is made by Sarabia Jewelry, headed by Mr. Jean Sarabia Espinosa, and it signifies the silent strength of the Ilongga. As you can see, there are different pearls here, and when I move, the pearls at the bottom also move, and the pearl, the big pearl that is on the top, signifies the results. So everything moves in silence, there's no sound, but these pearls move, and once the finished product is done, this pearl shows the results in itself. So if you guys have time, I would love to talk more about it, and we can talk about all of the pieces that are going to be worn during Miss Universe Philippines.
Wow, that was amazing. Even like the piece of the jewelry would actually represent an Ilongga, right?
Yes. It's supposed to be here, pero because my heart is here. But since the collar is here, the flap, we put it here na lang for fun. Thank you.
But definitely we will be seeing a lot of Ilonggo fabric and textiles,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. I believe we have 6 main textiles here in Iloilo, including piña and the hablon. So hopefully you will see that more often as the competition progresses.
All right. So more questions? Do we still have more questions from the press? Or from our guests, maybe? How about from our guests? From the alma mater of Vanessa? So do you speak Chinese?
I can speak Mandarin, but do not ask
Oh,
me.
okay. I was about to ask you actually.
We have our Chinese head here.
Oh.
The last thing we want to do is disappoint her.
But I'm happy that even your high school alma mater is really supportive
Yes,
of you.
they've
So
been very supportive since the beginning of time. So you can uphold them. You can actually ask them about my most embarrassing moments. They will tell you.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that in front of the media.
we have another press conference for that though. Just kidding. All right, so do you have more questions before we hear the words of Vanessa for everyone? Sure, no problem, please.
Can we get your thoughts on what's happening in Ukraine? And talk of Russia and Ukraine, and if you're given the power to resolve the issue, what will you do?
It's very unfortunate about what's happening in Russia and Ukraine because I know this is something that doesn't need to happen in the first place. The number one people, or the people that are being affected the most, are the people of Ukraine. And to see them have to leave their homes and move to different countries and adjust their lives because of a war that can be prevented is heartbreaking. So I actually heard on the news that Ukraine and Russia are in the talks of figuring out a solution amongst the countries, and I think that's the best route to go. Other countries are doing their best to alleviate the situation, but because of the tenderness of the situation, there's only so much other countries can do. But my heart goes out to the people of Ukraine. I know that things can be alleviated without war, and I hope that's the solution that they go towards.
Wow. I'd also like to ask you, I'm not a member of the press, but I'd like to ask you, well, as a beauty queen, you have a big influence to the rest of the women and the people. So we have an upcoming election. What are you looking for in a leader?
Oh, I love that question.
Right? We need to be very
You're
dynamic.
already prepping me for the interview competition. Our next leader should have a post-pandemic plan. We're already on the skirts of moving towards a new era, and that's the post-pandemic era. Aside from that, I'd love the new leader to have a plan for or development policies and procedures that not only benefit our wealthy but also our underprivileged. And I'd like a leader that's more transparent as well. I mean, all of our leaders so far have been very hardworking in everything that they've been doing. But it's important to maintain this streak so that our Filipinos can know that they have someone to look up to and leadership that they can rely on. And I think we're headed in the right direction as of right now. So I do encourage everyone to vote and choose your best option. Respect everyone's opinions for their candidates, and at the same time vote respectfully.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. So, do we have one more question? Yes, sir?
Sorry, pahabol. I forgot to ask this kanina. Are there any previous Miss Universes or Miss Universe Philippines title holders that you look up to or mga peg for the competition?
Yes, well, I don't think anyone can forget the famous Pia Wurtzbach. She has been very, what's the word? She's been very pivotal in terms of the pageant industry because she broke the drought in the Miss Universe pageant. And from my sources, I haven't had the chance to meet her just yet, but from the people that I've worked with, they all say that she's very kind and gracious and loving. And as a title holder, I think all of us need to be that way as well. And she actually won the same year that I won Miss Young. So while it was so funny because my makeup artist and we were in the living room of my home and we were ready to go out for the talent competition. And we were waiting to watch her crowning moment. And we knew that there was something going on. And when she was crowned, we were so happy. And that really inspired me to reach for my dreams, and she inspired every Filipino. So she is monumental and very pivotal.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Vanessa, someone from your high school alma mater would like to ask you something.
Yes, of course.
I'm sure not very embarrassing moment though. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Vanessa, in the year 2015, when one of our alumni was also crowned as Miss Earth, in the person of Miss Angelia Ong, I asked the same question. Here it goes. How did your basic education from Washington help you to achieve this far and wide, and probably bring the crown to Iloilo province and later on to the Miss Universe?
Thank you. And if everyone doesn't know, this is Sir Jovar. He was my first speech and communications teacher. So one of the reasons why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking right now is because of him. That's a great question because Ms. Angelia Ong is also one of my mentors, and she was very gracious and kind when I met her during our homecoming back in 2016. The one thing, or the several things that Washong has done to mold me as the person as I am today is their consistent core values of diligence, sincerity, loyalty, and courage. Through these values, I've been able to apply it to my school life, in college, my professional career, joining a marathon and even joining this pageant to this very day. And they instilled the importance of excellence. During our time, because I'm part of the centennial batch of Huasho, it was champion or nothing. And in order for us to appease our mentors, we would have to come home with the gold. And that has signified the importance of always striving for the stars, doing your best. And it's one of the very main reasons why I'm here today. So without Huasho College of Iloilo, I wouldn't be here. So thank you.
Wow. That's what you mentioned. Huasho is home to beauty queens, right?
Yes, it is the home of beauty queens. We won 4 titles back in 2016.
Wow. Right, so if you want your daughter to be a beauty queen, enroll them at Huasho College of Iloilo. That's a free advertisement. No, just kidding. I think it mirrors your training, their training actually, and the values they inculcate to their students. Alright, so I think we have no more questions left. So it's time to hear the message of our very own candidate, Vanessa. Your message, please, to your supporters.
First of all, thank you again for being here. And to every single person, whether you're a supporter, friend, a family member, madamong salamat. This journey has been very, very fulfilling, and we're still at the very beginning, but we still have such a long way to go. So much more to prepare for, and so much more to do. The pageant isn't just about glitz and glamour. It's not just about being beautiful on stage, but it's also about representing hope. Hope, empowerment, and change for the better. And I hope that with the candidates that are joining me and the representation of the organization along with my team here at Iloilo, the governor, I hope that our message translates to you so that you recognize that your dreams are valid, that everything that you want to achieve can be achieved, and that at the end of the day, when you give back to the people that provide for you, you can never go wrong. Because we're all living here in this universe to be for others. And as long as we keep that mentality, we'll keep moving forward. So thank you very much, everyone. I truly appreciate all of your time and effort. And I'm very, very overwhelmed. Philippine has done such a great job in organizing everything. I see my tita Elena there sitting, my tita Chato, they're so supportive. My mom isn't here, by the way. She's back in Hawaii. She's taking care of my grandfather. My grandmother just passed away 3 weeks ago, so she's there for now. But they have been my mommies while I've had no mommy here. And of course, the Huasho College of Iloilo, provided by Sir Plama. And the IDFI, thank you so much, Ma'am and Sir, headed by Ramon Colapsin. Of course, our governor, very pivotal. He's a very kind man who I met today. Our tourism office, Ma'am Nat of Richmonde, Regine Sarabia Espinosa of Sarabia Jewelry, and all of the photographers, the media team, thank you so much, and to my very own team. I wouldn't be here without you.
Thank you, Vanessa. And before we have our photo opportunity, let's first hear some words from Sir PJ Arañador.
Magpasalamat lang ako, pero na-mention na ni Vanessa ang pasalamatan ko. Salamat, it made my life easier. Now, I just like to make some announcements. This year's competition will select the top 30 delegates based on 9. These are what we call challenges, so you watch out for them. Kumo and Facebook and YouTube. So our team is working hard for that. And the Miss Universe Philippines Coronation Night will be on April 30, right, Vanessa, at the MOA. It's a big stage. So John G and Totong will have a very, very hard job of making the presence for Iloilo. They're doing fantastic so far. So beginning tomorrow, 8, there will be already challenges to be posted online. And I think the more likes, the more share, the more we will be heard with our representations. So let's support Vanessa's journey in this competition. And certainly, we thank MPH for shifting the brand image towards wearing and patronizing Filipino handlung textiles. And you know, they use Iloilo as an example. In their visuals at least, no? So that helps our Filipino creative economy to recover. and this is activated through the national campaign to develop our creative industries. So we hope that certainly Vanessa will bring Katatyong, Pabloan, Piña, Musi at the world stage. In succeeding days, we will be able to announce more online. Meantime, I really would like to thank our governor for receiving us today. He was all smile, no? And certainly I would really like to thank my most elongated friend, where is she? The GM of Richmonde Hotel for accommodating, Vanessa is staying here as well. And finally, really, our photographers, Ken Hiroche, Arturo Juarez, Edward Mayata, RJ Suarez, Elvin Celesta, Alvin Panaginon, Ryan Hinay, and his team who's doing the initial glam photo of Vanessa, including casual swimwear and all that, which we will put out soon. And we thank Ms. Jamsi Susuk, the National Director, Jonas Gafon of the UPH Creative Director, Albert Andrada, who's the Design Council Head of the UPH team, for this opportunity or having Iloilo Province in the competition. Madam, gid nga salamat. We will have a little cocktail and we can have more chit-chat with Vanessa. No?
Yes.
So, and we also have more photo ops. One of these is, I would like to have a powerhouse of all our photographers and media to have a picture with Vanessa. Okay? Damo, gid nga salamat.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sir DJ, Vanessa. Congratulations. We are looking forward to seeing you on MOA Arena as part of the top 30 and hopefully bring on the crown to Iloilo Province. We are very proud of you and wish you all the best. All right. So we can have our photo opportunity, please.